Hey everybody, it's Canadagraphs here with a set report for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which was filming in Fort Langley last week. Or last week from when I first edited this video for Patreon. The scene here you see is James Marsden and Tika Sumpter running together through a town called Green Hills. I think that was what it was. And in it, you hear James actually yelling out for Sonic at one point when they're running along. At a later point in the day, they did a scene where they had statues of some of the Sonic characters, including Knuckles and Sonic and I can't remember the third one now, but they had them out there as like place spots of where the characters would be standing in the scene. Here was a later scene they did with, again, Tika and James coming off a helicopter. And unfortunately, that big screen gets in the way from the first couple of takes. Sometimes I like to think that it's not because of me, but sometimes, like this guy in the blue hat here, it's clear that they're doing it specifically to be a nuisance and for no other reason. Yeah, that wasn't a coincidence. But, you know, it doesn't stop me from still getting what I get eventually, you know. Maybe one take is, you know, inconvenienced, but there's always one guy on every crew that just has to be like that. Here's a better take of them getting out of the chopper eventually. You can see the SA-2 on the copter, which I've been told by some of the fans is a reference to something. So you that follow it, you'll know a little more. Here they are getting out and just looking around, assessing something, and then walking along. And that is all there is of this clip at this time. I will have some more coming up soon, and that'll be after this set of still photos. And here those are with Tika and James just standing waiting to do a scene. There is James. I think he's just about to start running. I think that's what was about to happen right there. Here they are running in that scene. You can actually see like James' feet are both like off the ground. Tika, you can't really tell if hers are because there's debris in the way. Tika's smiling at the end. That's obviously after the run is over. They're past the camera there. You can see they've physically passed the camera and they're just like coming to a stop now. They're in pretty good spirits throughout the day. You can see here, Tika, we stopped her on her way to the set and we're like, hey, Tika, how you doing? And she stopped and posed for some photos. There's a couple of paparazzi there along with me, so she was, you know, making sure everyone got to see her there. And, you know, here they are rehearsing the helicopter scene. You can tell because they're still wearing their masks in the scene. You know, when you're not physically rolling for the camera, you're supposed to follow all the protocols, which includes wearing your mask at all times outside of actual filming. So even when you're doing rehearsals, you're supposed to be wearing them. And there they are coming out of their change room to go to the set, you know, after one of their breaks. This is the helicopter, and you can see there's a guy in the front, you know, holding, you know, something to thwart off whatever enemy they're waiting for. This is the older guy that was walking with him. I don't know who he is, if he's from the first movie. I guess some of you would know, but I didn't see his name in the IMDb credits. I don't know who the Asian woman on the far right is either supposed to be, but they both were walking along with Tika and James in the scene, so I assume they have something to do with the scene. There's James smiling. There's James and Tika about to do the scene. You can see the older man off to the right, just blocked by the camera there. There's the clapper board for that day. Same as the one from the first time I was at set, but, you know, different numbers on it now. And that's the end of this first part. And I will jump into that second part right now. Here you have a helicopter in front of Green Hills City Hall, and we will quickly pan over and looking across the street there. Across the street to the right there is Mean Bean Coffee. You can see there's some destruction right in front, and we are slowly walking our way through the town. I had more video. I had to cut it in a couple of places because people got directly in front of me, and they were facing too much towards me that I felt uncomfortable with them in it. So I would clip around it. Like film crew, you know, they're used to it, but the general public maybe not so much. So I had to crop it at certain points where someone's just like staring directly at it for a second. So that might be why there's some quick cuts at times. Those little placards you see at the side of the road, they have like little messages on it, and when I do a full blog on the photos I took of that day, there'll be more detail in it there, but this is just some of the set decoration that was around. Even, you know, they made like a Green Hills Legion, and there's a movie theater here with, you know, now playing True Grit. And there's a look from across the street at it, and you can see down the street they have pylons set up so that they know where their film area ends and where the public can be. Most of those shops have little names on them. You know, they're all made up to look like something from the set. Almost everything on that one side of the street was set to look like part of the set. On the side of the street that I was standing on when I was taking this video, a few of them were, but not all of them. This is a stunt they did on the second day that I went. There was no cast the second day, so they only did this a couple of stunt scenes or scenes with cast dressed in the militia gear. He just like dives off, and I don't know why. Then there was another one across the street that you'll see in a moment where they had several members of, I think you guys call it GUN. They were aiming their guns at the top of Mean Bean where nothing was up there, so whatever it is will be superimposed at a later date. And that is it for this video. And now onto some of the set photos. Here first we have, they had placards around town that had little stories on them. Feel free to pause the video and read them if you want to see what the details are. Too much for me to read in such a short amount of time, but they're about Green Hills and, you know, moments in their history. They also had these banners around. They had a couple of different ones. They had this green and white one, and then they had this orangish and yellow and white one. They had those all down the street. There's quite a few of them down there. Here's the entire one side of the street. All of those businesses, I believe, have been made up for the set. This sign here for the Green Hills Business District. There's their Legion. Also got a photo of their movie theater, which is playing True Grit, as I told you earlier. You know, I have you know, all sorts of these little details, like this little planter. No one will probably notice it in the scene, but it's there. There's that helicopter from the earlier scene in front of the Green Hills Town Hall. They had it taped off so that people wouldn't walk up to it during the day. You know, because if people just see it sitting there, they might just walk up to it. So they put as many like things there to try and deter you as possible. There's their town hall with the flags. Here's the front of Mean Bean. It's literally just a wall. They don't even have a building. They just built a wall to make it look like there's a business there. Here's Maddie's veterinary clinic, which I missed on the day one, but thankfully when I went back day two, someone told me about it and I picked it up the second day. Here's those military guys in front of Mean Bean, and there's that guy that did that diving stunt thing. I don't know why he did, but that you know, he did that. Oh, they had this community board, and there's a couple funny ones on there. You see the missing cat and missing dog. So the missing cat. Please, somebody find Sergeant Whiskers. We need a search crew out for Sergeant Whiskers. He's been missing since June. Also, I mean, if anyone sees Cashew, could you please let them know, because Cashew has also been missing since August. Here's a couple of those GUN guys just looking up in the air at I don't know what. They even had their own newspaper. They went into such detail. It doesn't have a date on it, but it says it's the Wednesday edition. Those are the 3 statues that you've seen the photos from on some other places before. That was the only photo I got of it. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't get more. And that's the end of the video. That is it for my Sonic content as well. I do not have more coming up. That was the last shoot I got to, unfortunately. So thank you for all of you that have come by in this short time they were here. Thanks.